There's also
Pretty
this. Apparently, Mallory McMorrow got an endorsement from Ezra Klein, which is basically like a reverse endorsement for Dr. Abdul El Sayed. Let's take a look.
The Michigan primary is going to be pretty intense, but Mallory McMorrow is another person who I think has been really interesting this year. I think you have begun to see Democrats who feel like they are grasping the texture of this moment and breaking through in it. And again, going back to something you identified in my show, I just see attention as such a fundamental currency right now.
Sometimes I feel like I'm just alone, you know, in the commentariat, just yelling into the void, dude. It's the policies. It's the policies. It is always the policies. Does attention matter? Certainly. How do you get the attention? With policies. But also beyond that, if you have no policies and you're pure attention, then you're Valentina Gomez. Valentina Gomez gets a ton of attention. Valentina Gomez never wins any races. Why? Because she's all style, no substance. I'm glad that we went from Zohran Mamdani's, successful electoral victory here in the mayoral race and his defense of the policies, the substance, to what Ezra Klein is saying here.
So you and I both remember the era of the note, you know, the morning email, and they would talk about the invisible primary. And, you know, when I was reading that stuff back in, it's like 2005.
Trump ran on vibes and won twice, though. Brother, for right-wingers, they have to run on vibes. But even then, it's not true. Trump had substantive policy positions that we despise, okay? One of the greatest examples that you can point to is mass deportation in the second race and build the wall in the first one. That is not only a policy, that is a very easily identifiable policy, and it's one that he actually hammered over and over again, so much so that people believed it and defended it. Okay? Yeah, but I mean, he says, I'll do this and that, but never said about how people fell for it. Wait, what? I'm confused by the argument that you're making. Donald Trump has the style and the substance. The problem for us is that the substance is bullshit. The substance is bad. Okay? Like, his politics are good in terms of like winning races demonstrably, but his policies are bad. But that doesn't mean he's devoid of policy. For Kamala Harris, she did not have the good politics, nor did she have the good policies. Donald Trump is capable of turning his policies into talking points that he keeps hammering over and over again. Okay? This was a major issue with the Democrats. If I were to identify, why do you dislike Ezra so much? He has policies, liar. Wait, Ezra? Wait, what? Do you think, anti-trans, anti-choice. Okay, good one. Ezra Klein is not running for office, chatter. Shut up. The advice he's giving to someone who is running for office is focus on the style.
If the attention given to how much money different.
This is just the literally neuter centrist Democrats over and over again, okay? That's it. And I don't even want to tell them not to do this because it's the primaries. So it. Let the Ezra flank. If I'm going to be somewhat, if I'm going to simplify this right now, there's like a couple different flanks in the party, okay? You got the Ezra flank and you got the Bernie-crats, right? And then you have the institutional Republicans that are, hyper incumbents. Or institutional Democrats, sorry. I misspoke and said Republicans. In the general, I despise when the Ezra-crats end up doing Ezra-crat style politics because that shit doesn't work. Republicans end up dominating. But in the primaries, let them cook. Who cares? Because they're going to end up losing to the Bernie-crats anyway. That's it. Show dumb Ezra this. Well, this is not national, sir. No, national net favorability for New York. Oh, national net favorability. Mamdani +5 was -14 in September. AOC +1. Hochul at -6. Trump at -20. Adams at -23. Cuomo at -32. Okay, it is a national poll. I didn't even realize that's actually really good. So nationally, The net favorability, especially for under 30 for AOC and Mamdani, is crazy good. Do you see Abdul El Sayed posted you yesterday? It might be good to collab with him again as primaries get closer.
There are more people that have $10 million
I'm going to do that for sure.
in net worth in the United States of America than there are people who can bench 225.
Push, 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 push.
Thanks, man.
Give me one.
1, 2, 3. I got it.
Come on, come on, come on.
315 for 1. 315, Habibi.
That was good. That was really good. That was very
Appreciate you,
impressive.
man.
That was very impressive. Well, you gotta pull them up.
Yeah,
Give the
yeah,
people what they want. Come on,
I mean,
come on.
I mean, I'm trying. It's not that kind of show, man. It's not that kind of show.
Come on.
I want them to
you
want me
never-
for my policy, man.
You. You've been in the gym your whole life. I've been in the gym my whole life. There's never been a moment where I've seen someone put up weight and I've been like, that guy.
Yeah.
That's not
the culture. That's not what we're going for.
That's what weak, insecure people do.
Yeah. Look, you just got to get all the way to the stretch. So like when you're, so like I started bench pressing, for example. Now I don't use a straight bar anymore. I have a cambered bar at home. So I can
you
come
do camber bar, yeah.
even lower, right? Because that's where the stretch happens.
That's a Dr. Mike ass take, by the way.
There you go. Nice.
Dr. Abdul El Sayed, getting the lift in. About to eat some kebabs. Excellent.
There are hell yeah. Yeah, Abdul for Senate, no to Stevens, no to APAC, no to McMorrow. That's a firework on a fire stream, though. It was. I've heard you are weaker and shorter than Tyler 1. Is that true? Yes. I am definitely weaker than Tyler 1, and I'm definitely shorter than him too. He's like 6'5", I think. But yeah,
Candidates
let's
were
finish this.
raising as the signal for were they figuring out and were they being able to arrange something significant. It's like all anybody talked about, I felt like, was fundraising and staffer hires.
Right.
And I just think that we live in the thing money was supposed to buy you was attention. And I don't think money can buy enough attention anymore. The candidates who work in this era need to be able to earn the attention. And you can only earn the attention if you are able to figure out a series of things. Some of them, by the way, very substantive. It's not just style points.
Yeah, only in the end does he bring up some of those are substantive. It's not just style, but it's always about the economy, or it's always about the attention economy and not the actual economy, ironically enough. Mallory's husband works for Radiant Nuclear, a Peter Thiel-backed nuclear energy program, energy company in the race for a huge government contract. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. They're cooking your boy. What is this?
I can't remember exactly the year.
The year?
It's more than years.
Mayor Zohran Mamdani inspecting broken floor tiles in an apartment on Clarkson Avenue in Prospect Lefferts Gardens, getting a first-hand look at the deteriorating conditions, from an eroding bathtub surface to a rust-covered,
That is crazy.
corroded bathroom pipe and red paint splashed about.
And you told the landlord about this?
Yes.
And what was the response?
Call some numbers, but nobody want to do anything about it.
What's so crazy to me about this is that instantly people were like quote retweeting this shit, being like, oh, this will surely make people excited to build more real estate properties. And it's like, brother, why are you admitting? First of all, are you even a landlord? Like, why are you somehow advocating for landlords without having any land that you're lording over? Okay, that's number one. Number two, you're giving the game away. If your first response here is that, like, well, slumlords obviously are not going to take good care of their properties, then you're giving the game away.
Residents in this same building and in others owned by the landlord Pinnacle Realty say they've experienced similar conditions.
Is it wrong if I don't like this? It feels populist and without substance and something that a right-winger would do. Wait, what do you mean? He literally said if you are a slumlord and you are not taking good care of your properties and keeping them up to code, we will take care of your properties for you. So there is actually a real threat associated with it. So it is actually in line with his policy.
From leaking bathroom ceilings to moldy drywall, tenant unions rallying in response, demanding stronger tenant protection.
Also, I'm not anti-populist. What do you mean? What are you, some kind of elitist? I'm not anti-populist at all. There is populism and there is sloppulism, okay? Left populism is good. Left populism is great. I'm Chinese. Yeah, well, this was the most Chinese thing that Zohran has done so far. This is some Xi Jinping ass shit right here, okay? Directly going to the area that you want to impact, making a point about it, going out there and leaning into your stated desire to fix this problem. It's good. It's not a bad thing. Yeah, he's going to do a long march through New York City.
Healthcare crisis.
Is wild card stuff the next generation of Democratic leadership and be running against Medicare for all in 2026?
And we're
Wild.
during this healthcare crisis.
Cooker.
Do you think the solution?
There are more ways to ensure universal health care than Medicare for all. Oh my God, I can't stand liberals, bro. I cannot stand liberals. Like, you are just a Twitter user. Why? Why is it that you are like holding on for dear life to the private healthcare profits? Why? What is this? Are you secretly being paid? I don't understand. There are so many centrist liberals out there who genuinely think straight up that Medicare for all is bad. Like, they just do not think that it is smart. They do not think that it's appropriate to advance it at a time like this, right? I don't understand why people still do this. I don't think McMurrow takes PAC money, which makes it even sillier. Yeah. Like, who is this for? Do you have stocks? Is that what it is? Like, do you have a lot of stocks in United Healthcare or something? Is that what's going on? I don't understand it. Because when you ask these people, like, oh, why can't we have Norway? Okay. Imagine being the landlord and finding out the new mayor just personally inspected your building. It's a good take. The reason is because relatively wealthy liberals know they would get the same care as poor people, and they know our country will never care for poor people. I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. Like, we have no understanding of the collective in this country, okay? We have no care, no consideration for the other. And part of that is the rugged individualism that Americans feel in their hearts, like the hyper individualistic mentality that they have. It's dog eat dog world out there, all this stuff. But these kinds of programs, like implementing these kinds of programs, will be better for national security. It'll be better for creating a sense of cohesion. It's so stupid. A literal billionaire is running to the left of liberals on healthcare. Yeah, Tom Steyer came out and was like,
Sanders was right. We need single-payer healthcare. In 2019, I didn't think we needed single-payer healthcare, and I thought we could bend the curve.
Like, I don't really care about Tom Steyer too much, right? Like, he's just like trying to do the woke billionaire shtick. And if you're a real one, if you're a real woke billionaire, like, fun, unironically, I'm doing the thing that people want me to do, which is, arm the revolutionary vanguard. Okay, fund and arm the revolutionary vanguard. That's all you need to do. Schumer is backing the pro-Israeli, and a lot of the establishment Dems that want to move away from Schumer, but not towards a real progressive party, or meeting with McMorrow, not Abdul. Yeah, of course.
Of healthcare inflation by using more information technology, more private sector expertise, that these smarty pants from the business world would bring down the cost. Boy, was I wrong, and boy, was Bernie right. I've looked at the data. We don't have a choice. For us to provide healthcare to everybody who needs it, we've got to go to single payer. And there's no other way. God is going to be in the details here. Designing a system that works, that cuts out all of that expense and profit for middlemen supplying healthcare has got to happen. All the people making that money are going to fight us like crazy, but it doesn't matter. That's where we're going. Bernie, when you're right, you're right.
Well, I mean, it's not bad overall that there's like a person with a public platform that's advocating for this, right? I guess he's trying to go for governor. Steyer hires Mamdani's campaign team to bid for California governor. Maybe he's not going for president. Billionaire Democratic donor Tom Steyer is taking the unusual path. Steyer's hired top consultants known for progressive campaigns, including the team behind Zohran Mamdani's successful New York City mayoral campaign. I think a lot of people also greatly overemphasize like how much motion and how much power Zoran's team had. And as someone who is first to admit, many of them are HasanAbi heads and many of them are dope. I know them. I think they were fantastic. This doesn't work without the policies. Okay, so unless that team is explaining to Tom Steyer that he has to like take this comprehensive approach, fell off. Who? Tom Steyer? Unless the team is basically guiding him on writing policy, it's not going to be that effective.
And I know President Trump embellishes, but yeah.
What is this? This is an 8-minute segment on Fox Business. Full discussion on socialism on the rise across the U.S. I do not want to be so cocky about this and wake up one day and the next president of the AOC, I want to find out why this is happening. Oh my God.
America isn't just flirting with socialism. Some voters have fallen in love, the wrong kind of right. Voters went for candidates who promised to bring down costs with freebies. Let's talk about what this means for the midterms. And can we just talk about what it means for the state of the nation? Are we in danger here of losing our foot?
I think you should be scared. I will be honest. I think this should be a wake-up call for a lot of people, but I hope they don't wake up. The reason why I say it is this. It's not because of people like myself, right? As much as I would love to take credit for this, being like an avowed defender and supporter and advocate for socialism, okay? It's only happening as a direct consequence of material conditions unwinding so hard for the average person that in spite of the negative framing of socialism for decades, in spite of the antagonistic feelings that people have or people have been taught to have about anything that is like social, not just socialism, but just any sort of like social safety net expansions are immediately shot down due to the fears that people have developed against it. The reason why they're still saying, it can't be so bad is because what's going on right now is that bad. In a country as heavily propagandized against socialism, when you have younger generations saying, maybe this socialism stuff is good at the heart of empire and the imperial core. Are you kidding me? The only reason why people are doing that is because you don't have any redistributive policies. Any. You've ruined it. You have like unlimited greed has basically gotten in the way of extending capitalism. It's gotten so bad that people, in spite of the propaganda, are deciding to take a closer look at this alternative organization of the economy, and maybe they like what they're seeing. That, and also I think like China's rise will make it impossible for people to not realize. Meanwhile, Hakeem Jeffries outlines new Democratic messaging strategy to counter GOP claims that the party is socialist. Oh my God, I'm going to die. All right, let's do this first.
I think it's just politically, it's a huge loser. I know Mandami won in New York City, and you can get these crazy cities, okay? And you might get socialist candidates. But when you look at the whole country's map, it is an absolute loser. I mean, Mandami becomes a poster child for far left politics. Crockett in Texas, she's going to run for Senate or something. She becomes a poster. It's craziness when they start talking about taking over companies and everything is for free and taxing rich people. This country doesn't want socialism. It's never wanted socialism. There's always been pockets of it, silly pockets of it, but really Trumpism, which is an open, free economy, business should flourish, build factories. Trumpism is going to clobber.
This sucks because now everyone is associating Trumpism with what's going on currently. So good luck selling that. HasanAbi Productions posted a video of Hasan and Asman debating did it actually happen as an Asman refugee. This is some Super Bowl level content. Thanks for all you do, by the way. I mean, it was me basically typing in his chat and then him responding.
All these little blue state or blue city socialists. That's my take.
I agree. I think at some point, you know, I mean, look, America ultimately gets it right after we try everything else, right? I mean, I think certain people, groups, young people, they don't really understand what socialism is. Others understand that we've tried these experiments before and they've failed. So I think at the end of the day, socialism will be tried, it will fail, and they will try a different approach. But we'll have to go through the experience and the experiment.
They'll grow up. They'll grow up.
They'll have to grow up.
Those kind of ideas never change, right? They fade away and then they come back with a flourish. But I will say what's unique about this or interesting about it, Mamdani, is who voted for him. You know, the people who are the best positioned to be the most well-off people in America, college grads who live in New York City, who were wooed there by the best companies in America.
I don't think they lived in New York City for very long.
No,
okay?
Oh my God.
You come to New York City and say
It's always so funny because, like, it's not even true. Yeah, he had a coalition of, like, well-off or well-educated voters, but he also literally still ended up getting a lot of the poorest voters as well. And not only that, but also, who gives a He won. These guys are so butthurt. They are like, oh, well, the working poor didn't vote for socialism because they know better than anybody else that socialism is bad. I don't give a f, dude. It's not only wrong, but even if it was right, who gives a shit? Like, okay, there are a lot of people who are working class or in who would benefit the most from socialist principles that don't believe in it. Who cares? What does that say? Like, what is this argument? Have you ever given a shit about what a poor person thinks? No. Why are you acting like you care now? You're a Fox News commentary person. You don't give a about the working poor. You advocate for their demise every day.
Lived here for a long time. If you lived here 30 days, you're allowed to vote. 30 days,
Right.
Charles.
Well, to your
so
point,
I don't think they're
people
long-term New Yorkers.
People who lived in New York more than 10 years overwhelmingly did not vote for Mamdani. But my point is that these are folks that you would think, okay, these are educated folks. They're going to end up leading companies. They're going to end up being CEOs. He's wooing those kind of people. Why? It's worth asking. I don't disagree about the ultimate failure, but I do not want to be so arrogant that or cocky about this that, hey, wake up one day and the next president is AOC. I want to find out why this is happening right now.
It is important, I agree. The messaging and communication parts are very important. The virtues of capitalism, the job creation, and the wage and income creation. That's also the ability, okay, the ability to be an entrepreneur, right? You can fail 5 times, you keep picking yourself up, and the 6th time or the 8th time, and you hit it, and you become a billionaire, okay? That is still, I think, very much a part of the American culture.
I agree.
And very much a part of American politics. And these crazy people, I mean, Republican Party should take advantage of it. And I believe, you know, they've just got...
Brother, he's selling a concept that no one believes in anymore, unless you're like the dumbest person, right? People are underwater. They're saddled with debt. Everything is expensive. They're dumping 50% of their low wages into their rent. And you're over here being like, oh, come on, just become an entrepreneur, dumbass. That's how it works. It's like, yeah, I wonder why this kind of argument doesn't work anymore. That's precisely the reason why you guys are out of touch. There's still, this is kind of like Israel doing propaganda to a world that is, you know, moved beyond assuming that Israel's the most moral nation. These guys are doing propaganda to a very different world. It's not the 90s anymore, okay? It's 2026.
Look, Trump is a guy who wants to build factories. I come back to that.
Yep.
Factories are so important. Socialists don't like factories, okay? Or if they do,
They'd rather China do it.
They want to run them. They want to. The state will run them.
Well, you're hitting on the issue of capitalism, and it built us into this incredibly prosperous leading nation in the world. But why people maybe, or some people, are not getting that message. But I talk to people, like talking to all these people who are working with AI in the technology industry, and they go back to, I would rather live nowhere else in the world because of the innovation that is enabled in the United States. So
the freedom.
It's not, if you don't call it cap.
What innovation and what freedom? What freedom, honestly? Like, what good is being able to call the president if you are not free of lifetime medical debt? These guys are and say, oh yeah, you're free to, you know, consume every different type of porn and also gamble basically on every single application that's readily available at your fingertips.
Capitalism.
Hell yeah, dude.
You call it the freedom to start a business.
That's right.
The freedom to, if you build it into something that's incredible, you get to keep the fruits of that labor.
That's the key. By the way, don't, I know I keep coming back to this, and I'm a supply sider. Do not underestimate the power of very low tax rates. Very low tax rates. It's terrific. Look, Europe used to tax at 60, 70, 80%. Some of those countries still do. Nobody wants to be there. They don't have any technology companies, okay?
Yeah, everyone's escaping Europe at an alarming rate. They're all coming here. Remember what I said? If you don't ever have your idiotic worldview questioned by someone who is like credible, and you just consistently get this flow of propaganda, then you're never going to question it. You're going to be like, oh, yeah, this guy's right. Yeah, everyone is escaping Europe because the taxes are so high.
They want to tax our technology companies, but they don't have any. But here, right, you get rewarded for your effort.
Well,
okay?
finally, Silicon Valley is getting it.
You tax something less, you get more of it. That's the American dream.
Well, for the
business.
longest time, these Silicon Valley titans were all globalists, and they were not necessarily thinking the way you are, but now they are wrapping themselves in the American flag.
It's amazing.
And you go to President Trump and you go to the White House, they're all over the place. They want to get a voice. They want to have a voice with President Trump.
And they moved to Texas.
They get it.
They moved to Texas. I mean, that's the thing. They moved to Florida. They moved to Texas.
Low tax states.
They're leaving New York, for heaven's sake. The stock exchange is opening up in Dallas. The stock exchange is in Miami.
JP Morgan right now, JP Morgan has more employees in Texas than it does in New York. Jamie Dimon just told me that.
And it's because those tech gurus encountered the leftists and the socialists in the White House who were propping up Joe Biden.
Biden went to war with them.
Right, and said to their faces, to Mark Andreessen and Ben Horowitz, there are not going to be any more AI companies. There will be 2 or 3 big companies, and we are going to control them. That was a quote from Mark Andreessen.
And while you're at it, cancel all the Republicans on your sites, and they did.
Right.
Under Joe Biden.
No, I mean, that's they're brilliant people. We've always been able to attract brilliant people because you are rewarded for the risk that you take. You can take the risk. You can find it.
This is the 85-year-old's version of, like, it's the wokes that made the titties in video games smaller argument, but in a way that, because, like, if you were to make that argument to an 85-year-old, they'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't care. So this is their version of it, which is, the reason why your grandchildren didn't talk to you is because Joe Biden made it illegal for you to be on Facebook, okay? And the business owners hated doing that. They hated it, and they're not totally using this as a propaganda tool to curry favor with the right-wing administration so that they can get all the tax cuts and all the unlimited subsidies from Trump.
Capital, you can take the risk, and you're rewarded for it. And you know, Biden wanted to hijack that. He went to war with them, and that's how you have an epiphany when someone that you think is your friend all of a sudden is like, you know, putting a gun to your head, and all of a sudden they said, let's think clear about this, and they have made these
That's why Trump,
changes.
you know, I don't know what the right number is, and I know President Trump embellishes, but whatever. If he gets $10 trillion.
Oh, let me tell you real quick what you're saying.
He says it's $18 trillion right now.
So a couple weeks ago,
if he gets a third.
Fox Business, by the way, literally making a mockery of Donald Trump, routinely lying about all the IOUs that he's getting. Amazing. Like, openly giving the game away. He's like, yeah, he lies a lot, but he embellishes.
Then it'll be
a couple of weeks ago, Bloomberg they delved into the numbers, and the headline said, Trump brags about 21 trillion. We did the work. It's only 7 trillion.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't think it is 7 trillion. I think it's much closer to 17 trillion.
They're coming here.
But even if it was 7, that's huge.
They're coming here. That's the victory for capitalism over socialism. They're coming here because of our freedom.
Low regulation, low taxes. Europe might be quaint for a visit.
To New York.
Oh, here's something about this. Get this. Okay, you go to Europe right now. Do you know that the highest valuation in Europe right now is Novo Nordisk at $350 billion? The highest valuation in America, $5 trillion for NVIDIA. Why can't Europe generate a company worth $1 trillion?
It's made up. Novo Nordisk is valued at that price because it has an incredibly valuable product that virtually single-handedly has changed healthcare almost permanently. NVIDIA is $5 trillion because we just make it up. It's so crazy. NVIDIA relies entirely on a company called ASML, which is based in Europe. Actually, all of CPU and GPUs do. Yeah.
One word: regulation.
Yeah.
That's it.
I
can't keep up.
I thought you were going to say socialism.
Oh, that too. But
we have 1 minute for predictions for the new year.